Are you looking for an easy to build Rust base for you and your group? Do you need a base that will be there for you through thick and thin? Do you or a loved one suffer from micro-schlong disorder? If you answered yes to any of these questions, hi, my name is Mama Misi. Let me introduce you to what I call the middle-class suburban home. This base is perfect for you and your friends if you want to be a larger target for the sweaty Zerg in the snow. It features 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 3 living rooms, 3 auto turret pods, a theater, and a 3-acre backyard. Just like my other Rust videos, this one's divided into 12 different sections, and you can find the timestamps for each segment in the description down below or on the screen now. Finally, if you happen to enjoy or learn something from this video, please consider subscribing because I really hate having to replace editors when they start complaining that I'm not paying them. Alright, now onto the video. First, let me give you a tour of the property. Entering the secure airlock, we're met with a drop box. This is perfect if you need to empty your inventory quickly to get back out to fight. Next, if you follow me up the roof ramp here, we find a loot room guarded by a shotgun trap to greet any door raiders. Here we can also see the research and cooking section of the base. As we continue, we see this shelf which may seem out of place, however its purpose is to protect the TC as well as provide additional storage space. After that, we have a bedroom where you and your friends can have some fun. If you follow me through the corridor, we're met with the main living area. Taking the left jump up, we can see the spacious shooting floor, so that you and your friends can spend countless hours roof camping, or spying on the neighbor's hot daughter. There's also a garage door here if you want to keep your minicopter safe inside the shooting floor. If we go back down, we reach a loot room guarded by shotgun traps. Similarly, if we go down the other drop-down chute, we're met with another loot room and the entrance to the bunker. The bunker is fully armored, meaning that you'll be safe until raiders blow through it. You can find a bedroom with 1 locker for fast stripping here. On the other side of the core is the main loot room, with a total of 240 storage slots, if we count the TC. Finally, if we come outside, the outside of the base boasts 3 auto turret pods, which will protect you from those pesky nakeds. Before we get any further, let me show you the base upkeep and build costs so that you know what you're getting yourself into. To build the whole base, you'll need 6,000 wood, 34,000 stone, 8,000 metal, and 395 high qual. As for upkeep, it's 5,500 stone, 81 high qual, 3,400 metal, and 150 wood. Alright, now let's start building the base. First, check if the building location that you've selected can fit the footprint of the base. To do so, place down 2 triangles next to each other, and then place square foundations off of them. Connect with triangle foundations in between. Add triangles for the honeycomb as shown here. Finally, place a square and 3 triangles for the airlock. Ultimately, the footprint should look like this. If it fits well, you're ready to build. To get started, leave the frontmost low triangle from the footprint and connect 2 tall square foundations off of it. Connect them with 2 triangle foundations. In the right triangle, build a compartment for the TC and close it off with a reinforced glass window if you can. Make sure to place the TC as far to the left as possible so that you can upgrade the floor to armored later. Then, surround the rest of the base with walls. In the low triangle, place a wooden half wall first and a stone wall on top of it. Finally, put down a wooden doorway in this square. finish the starter unit for now, place a double door on both sides of the low triangle. You can place your Tier 1 workbench along this wall. In the hole, place 3 furnaces. In this compartment, place your sleeping bags and boxes. For now, feel free to place shelves along the back of the wall for extra storage space. You can place a sleeping bag or 2 in the airlock if you need extra space. Next, we'll start expanding the base. Go outside and place another low triangle off of the wooden half wall. Once again, build 2 high square foundations and connect them with triangles. In these holes in the side, place triangle foundations. Build walls around this entire section. When adding the roof, do not place anything in these 2 triangles. One side will be the entrance to a loot room, and the other one will be the entrance to the bunker. Place a wooden floor at half height in the left hole. Now place walls here and here, and build a wall separating the 2 halves of the base with the soft side facing towards the hole. To get up, place a twig floor. This will be temporary until you find the ladder blueprint. Go outside and place 4 honeycomb triangles around this back section. Before you seal them, add wooden floors at half height on the side of the 2 square foundations. Next, place a wall frame in the middle and place walls around it like so. Add walls along the back of the 2 drop-downs, as well as a wall in between them. Place half-height floors in the chute entrances. After that, place wall frames in the entrances to the 2 chutes, as well as in the middle triangle. You can now fill in the roof. If you want to add a shooting floor, leave this roof tile wooden. After that, find the back of your TC compartment and build a square and 3 triangles to serve as an airlock. When looking at the base from the airlock, place 2 triangles on the left and a triangle and a square on the right. Make sure that the 2 square foundations are touching each other. Upgrade the middle square foundation to metal and place a roof ramp onto it. Now that you have a way to get up to the 2nd floor, go inside of your starter unit and use 2 machetes to soft side the wooden half wall. You can move the furnaces to one of the triangles in front of the chutes. After that, go outside and seal off the left side of the roof ramp. You can now, once again, go inside and soft side the wooden doorway with 2 machetes and replace it with a wall. At this stage of the base, it should look like this. In your newly built second floor, you can place a level 2 workbench in the honeycomb away from your main chute. Fill the honeycomb that's on either side of the doorway with furnaces. If you plan to add turrets, leave the triangle next to your main dropdown empty. Fill all of those spaces with window frames and embrasures. Whenever you log off, seal them with reinforced glass windows. Now let's finish the rest of the honeycomb and the second floor. Go outside and upgrade the 2 triangles that split the base in half to metal. Next, place honeycomb wherever there isn't and be sure to build it 2 stories tall. You can leave this honeycomb hollow for now if you want to place furnaces in it later. Now let's build the bedroom so that you and your teammates can have some fun. Once again, when looking at the base from the airlock, go to the right side of the base and build walls in every available section as shown here. Seal it off with floors. Then section it off with walls. Place a wall frame here and close off the roof. Now to build the airlock. Place 2 door frames on one side of the airlock foundations and place wall frames in the rest. In the wall frames, place shop fronts facing inwards. This is done because they take up a tiny bit less space this way. After you finish the roof, place a wall on top and connect the walls to the rest of the base as shown here. Finally, place a wall in front of the roof ramp. Now build the rest of the roof. To the left side of this door, place a wall and upgrade it to metal. Build a half wall and place a floor above the roof ramp. Connect a triangle floor on the other side of the wall. Place wall frames at the top of the roof ramp, around the floating triangle, and on the other side of the metal wall. If you aren't going to add a shooting floor or turrets, the main base is now complete. Starting from inside the core, replace all double doors with garage doors. Next, remove everything from the 2 squares. Upgrade the floor and this wall in the TC compartment to armored. In the main loot room, use the half-height floor that we placed in the honeycomb to build a shelf. Then place a half wall and another half-height triangle in the triangle next to the TC. Place 4 large boxes in the square and 2 large boxes in the triangle. You can place 2 small boxes at the front of the square and 1 small box at the top of the triangle shelf. The other square in the core is the bedroom so that you can spawn in and open the bunker. Place a locker against the back wall and a small box next to it. Then add 3 sleeping bags to the remaining space. Art is optional. Next, once again, use the floor tile and the honeycomb to place a triangle shelf. Place 4 large boxes in this configuration. Next, put down a shotgun trap on the floor, wall, and roof, as shown here. Finally, place a wall frame in both sides of the square and put garage doors in them. Next, we'll fill up the other loot room. Drop down the chute, and if you haven't already, place a wall frame and a garage door. Using the floor in the honeycomb, place a square floor. Since you may not be able to later, upgrade the back wall to metal. In this loot room, place 4 large boxes in the corners. Place a shotgun trap on the floor and on the roof. If you want to, you can place a third on the right wall. Put down 2 small boxes in front of the top 2 boxes. On the bottom, place a row of small 4 boxes. It's kind of tricky to fit them all, so I recommend placing the 2 outermost ones first, and then filling in the middle. Place a reinforced glass window. You can now place your tier 3 workbench in front of it, with a small box underneath. If you're going to add a shooting floor, place a shotgun trap in this corner watching the chute. Next, place a locker along the metal wall. You can also place sleeping bags on the floor of this main living area. I usually place rugs along the ceiling and a campfire in the middle for extra comfort, however, this is entirely optional. In the square next to the locker, you can place a repair bench with 2 small boxes under. In the honeycomb next to that, place 3 furnaces and close it off with a window frame and embrasures. Place 2 beds in the bedroom. I usually reserve the beds for the best or most sexually active players in my team. In the triangle, place a locker. For extra comfort, you can place a rug on the ceiling. Once again, art is optional. If you need extra storage, place 2 large boxes on the floating triangle. Past that, place a research table with a large box under it. If you're the culinary type, place a barbecue with a small box next to that. In the floor tile above the roof ramp, place a large box in the corner, and a small box in front of it. Add a shotgun trap facing slightly downwards to surprise any door raiders. To finish off this section, add 3 more small boxes in an L shape as shown here. Finally, in the airlock, place a large box in the corner to serve as a drop box. Now that all of your items are in place, it's time to upgrade the base to its full strength. Starting once again in the core, upgrade everything except the window frame and low triangles to armored. Don't forget to upgrade the roof above the TC. If you're having a hard time upgrading something because of boxes being in the way, you can go upstairs to do so. In the next loot room, upgrade the foundation to armored and the walls and roof to metal. Upgrade the chutes to metal. In the third loot room, upgrade the walls and roof to metal. The foundation should be high qual. If you're having a hard time reaching it, you can go back into the second loot room and upgrade the foundation from there. In the main living area and the triangle with the locker, upgrade the roof to metal. You may need to remove your ceiling rugs to do so. After that, upgrade this middle floor tile to armored. Upgrade the roof of the floating triangle to metal. At the roof ramp, upgrade the walls at the top as well as the walls to the side of it to metal, and upgrade the roof ramp itself to high qual. Next, go outside and upgrade this wall on the left to metal. Similarly, go to the right side and upgrade these two walls to metal. Finally, go to the back of the base and place two wooden foundations separated by sheet metal walls. Now that the base is upgraded, it's time to add the shooting floor so that you can defend online raids and take heli, or just roof camp. First, make your way to the roof and place 3 metal walls around the wooden floor. Build 2 wall frames and seal off the roof with metal triangles. In the wall frames, place garage doors. Now that you have an airlock on the roof, go inside and use 2 machetes to break the wooden floor tile. Next, build a wall frame at the front of this metal triangle and place window frames around the rest of the roof as shown here. If you plan on having a minicopter, use a garage door in the wall frame, otherwise you can use a sheet metal double door because it opens faster. Place vertical embrasures in the windows and seal the roof. Place 2 or 3 shotgun traps facing the front door to prevent any sneaky boys from getting into your shooting floor. If you're gonna have a minicopter, go to the front of the shooting floor and place 2 stone wall frames like so. On top of them, build a semi or full circle of wooden triangle floors to act as a helipad. Build a half wall onto the square next to the airlock. Use it to place a triangle in the drop down that leads into the base. Place a shotgun trap in the corner facing towards the door and put down a barbecue and small box underneath it. In the triangle next to that, you can put down a locker. Finally, place down sleeping bags for your teammates in the shooting floor. Next, we're going to add 3 auto turret pods. The first one will be above the airlock. Upgrade the floor to metal and place 2 garage doors in the wall frames. Make sure to place the garage doors facing inward so that you can open them from the inside. The other 2 turrets go on either side of the shooting floor airlock. Weapon-wise, I would suggest using a python, however you can use whatever you want. To set up the electricity, place a large battery in the honeycomb that we left empty earlier. Put down 4 solar panels facing north on the roof. Using root combiners, run their combined output into the large battery. I usually do all of the electricity at the top of the main drop-down chute and then hide it with a box or 2. Place a switch in a secure location and run the output of the battery into it. Run the switch into a splitter and then direct each one of the outputs from the splitter into the turrets. Before you log off, make sure that your turret pods are off. Place glass windows in all of the window frames. In the core, place a reinforced glass window in the TC. Finally, seal the bunker by placing a twig half wall with the soft side facing towards the core and a high quality triangle on top of it. To seal, you need 63 wood and 7 hike wall. When you log back on the next day to an unrated base, thanks to the Mamamisi base, spawn in the core and break the twig to regain full access to your core. Finally, for a full raid on this base, it costs about 47 rockets, which is equal to 62,000 sulfur or 207 sulfur nodes. And for a raider to reach the TC, it costs about 35 rockets, which is equal to 50,000 sulfur or 163 sulfur nodes. Either way, if you do get raided, you'll know that whoever raided you was a sweaty nerd who probably farmed for like 30 hours. Well boys, that's the end of this one. I'm still pretty new to making build videos, so I don't know how this one flows. If you have any feedback or suggestions, you can do so in the comments section. If you enjoyed or learned something from the video, please consider leaving a like, and if you want to see more content from me, please subscribe. I'd also like to mention that I have a Twitch channel where I stream fairly regularly, so if you're interested, the link to that is in the description. Additionally, I have a Discord server where we have a very nice community, so if you want to be a part of it, the link to that is also in the description. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day, and don't get fucking raided.